Hey guys, welcome to this gameplay of Nether. It is a free PvP, open world, sort of no restrictions, no holds bar. It costs a little bit of coin to get this game at Steam, and you will probably have to get a little bit of coins for the in-game items as you go along. Now, I've already spent a little bit of time playing this game, and I can say I kind of enjoy it already. It's quite nice. The game certainly has some features that are less desirable. This is, after all, created as a free choice open world, so that means that you can kill anyone and anything. Regrettably, this means that this game has a weakness. It has a very, very strong weakness in the fact that you begin with nothing but a knife when you log on. And I must caution anyone from buying this game if you're looking for a good kind of post-apocalyptic endgame, because you will be ganked, and you will be ganked ferociously. Any gamer that has reached the level of being able to have a gun usually sits and camps the safeguard zones and is ready to headshot you on the side. So you have to be very, very careful trying to get into these zones. You will not be able to get a gun without getting into these zones. So you're kind of stuck between a rock and a very, 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 very hard place. Sadly, the game developers have not really paid attention or focused that very much on making killing level 1 players a penalty or something. And they don't really care, from what I can tell. From what I've read on the forums, the developers are keen on trying to hold on to this, that it is supposed to be just an open world PvP, PvE. So it's both the environment and other players trying to kill you. You can obviously join up with factions and whatnot, and I do belong to Sons of the Apocalypse, so it's probably the reason why I'm getting shot, because that doesn't seem to be a very popular faction to belong to. Anyway, when you log on for the first time, you get to log in, you have your character, and I've played a little bit, so I do have had time to spend a little bit of points on getting my skills up a little bit. But as you can see here, if a gamer has been able to get the gun, be able to find all the parts required for a gun, then obviously they feed all the skill points into doing the gun mod, which means they more or less one-shot you. Now, you have to pay with these gold coins here if you want to get cool stuff like emotes and whatnot. There are also certain in-game items that you can buy for that. You can, however, not yet buy any ranged weapons from in-game or currency that you have. So that is at least one good thing, but the people that find the guns, the ranged weapon, rather than going out and killing a lot of mobs, they tend to camp out around the outposts and trading zones and kill players coming in and trying to play the game. I'm hoping that they will be doing something about this in the future. But let's have a look at the actual gameplay. Despite the bad camping going on by other players, I really enjoy this game. It's definitely not something for the younger ones, because it has a little bit of crude and rude clientele, I would say. You can tell by the language used that there are a lot of preteens in this game that likes to swear and use bad language, but also the gestures and whatnot are probably a little bit higher rated than you would want for a normal game. And so quickly it took for me to log on, and we already seen one person being killed. This is despite that this server is quite... well, a map is very, very big. So if I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna try and make sure I'm not being sniped by anyone. This map is quite big. You can see it stretches really, really far. And I believe we're 10 people online at the moment. 14 people online at the moment. So I'm gonna get my bearings because I'm probably trying to transport something. Not really. I've been just spawned somewhere. I don't know where that is. I am halfway between that. So let's get back to that area. We are going to a trading zone. Hopefully one that isn't camped out by a lot of campers. I'm trying to be nice and friendly in my language, but the thing that has ruined this game more than anything is the fact that there are other players playing this game. This game would be so fantastic if it wasn't for other players. As you can see, the environment is looking fantastic and the monsters are, well, let me put it like this. I have not achieved the level where I've been daring to attack something stronger than just the smaller mobs. Although I have quite a few points now, I still haven't had the opportunity to fight something. Last time I tried, I was being ganked by 2 people. I tried to fight one of these big bats that we will probably see flying around somewhere. Or I would say they rather hover. There are also in-game events going on in this game. So zones and whatnot may be attacked, which can be a real nuisance, because more often than not you are picking up delivery packages to make a little bit of money. And when you arrive at the end zone, you find it under attack by these mutated monsters. And, well, these mutated monsters are, well, they're making the zone not so safe. So you can be killed in these safe zones, which is not so good, obviously. But not only that, if you have nothing but a butcher knife, it's advised that you do nothing, you try to stay away. However, there are people more than happy to watch out for these areas, and rather than defending or clearing the zones, they look for people with a butcher knife being trapped on the outskirts of a safe zone. This happened to me about 20-25 times already. And well, when I'm saying that the game is ruined by other players, I should probably put it in the way that the game is ruined thanks to the fact that they have ranged weapons and you do not. You are unable. You cannot fight back. You cannot do anything against a ranged player. There are also reports, reading through the Steam forum, that this game is suffering from hacking. And it seems that the developers are trying to do something about it. But, well, so far it doesn't seem that they are doing that well. There are, as far as I can tell, no real bad hacks. They just give you slight speed advantage, which in this game is more than enough. But yeah, this game is definitely worth a shot if you like something that is very difficult. Stepping up in levels isn't too difficult to do. I have managed to keep this character alive for 1 hour in-game, and I'm probably got about 10 levels in total from just staying alive that long. As far as I can tell, you get a little bit of experience points for every 30 minutes you stay alive. And in this game, staying alive for 30 minutes is quite a long time. Now, I got killed by something in this last time. One of the few times I actually get killed by a monster rather than a player. Let's dodge down here so there's no one it might be a good idea for you just to dodge down every now and then and look around. I've noticed that the players that get firearms tend to get up on rooftops so that they can scout approaching zones to the safe zones and trading zones. Fortunately, when you are in the trading zone, you cannot be targeted and you cannot attack. So yeah, there is at least that. But the trading zones are small and they are often easy to monitor. So if you have 2 or 3 friends, then you can sit on Skype, Mumble or something and effectively cover one of these trading zones and in no time at all get rich as trolls. I thought this was this. Now, this is a place I've been ganked more times than I wish to recount. At the moment it looks fairly nice and quiet. Maybe it is because this server is quite empty, but let's not make any mistakes. So, now I've arrived, and unfortunately this place is under attack. So, MTO, museum. Can we get all the way to museum? There are some devices to repair. I've never managed to find these devices though. Well, we want to go to the lakeside safe zone. Whoa, something fucking. There we go. Yeah. These are, and I've never seen them this vicious, it's probably because this zone has been left alone for quite a while. So there I died with my level 21 soldier. I've never seen it that bad, I must be honest. And I'm quite pleased I got to show you a death by monsters, although it was quite extreme. But when you die, and it is like a rogue-like game, so it's complete reset. And US East. Savage Psycho, let's see what happens on that one. And you get to rejoin a new server and see what happens on them. If you find that one server is a little bit too overcrowded with people keen and intending on ganking you, then it's just log off, join a new server somewhere. Alright, this I don't like though, that you have your favorite things that you want, but you have to do it every single time you die. And you will die a lot. There is no avoiding that. But let's see here. This is what happens when you begin the game brand new. So would you like to spawn in a safe zone or out in the world? Well, if you spawn in a safe zone, you are usually nearby where other people may be. Those packages you saw that I was picking up, they are things that you carry from one zone to the other. You can carry between 2 and 3 in the beginning because you're not that strong. If you spawn out in the world, you have to find and make your way toward one of these safe zones, but if luck have it, you might find a few monsters that you may or may not be able to kill, and you may get a little bit of treasure that you can trade in. I'm hoping to be able to show you this time, so I'm gonna show you how to spawn out in the world and moving toward a safe zone. Maybe kill a monster or 2 on the way and see if we can't get something to trade. So, here we are, and we seem to be in the lake, swampy, mushy district thing. I'm not sure what to call it, but this is basically city, and this is the... well, I'm not really sure what to call it. But we will make our way back in here, and I'm not sure if the riverside is the one under attack. Seems to be under attack on these, but not on this one. I think I swapped these servers, so let's get the bearing. this is something that still confuses me despite clocking about... Oh... Shame to say that I've probably played this game already some 40 hours. And... I like... To be perfectly honest, I like their idea of the game. I like what they are aiming for. Unfortunately, I think that players will be what ruins this game. And I mean, there will be a very, very big boost when they do a bit of promo for this game. But as soon as people discover that being new on the server means you have no money, you can get no food, no gear, no nothing, and it's almost impossible to get in and out of the safe zones, then I think this game will drop because there will be no new gamers joining this game. They will be told to stay away from it because it is, well, it's frankly not worth it to new players. If you played it a while, you have secured money, you have secured enough capital and gear, then yeah, this game can be a little bit more fun. But so far, I must say, I had a bit of coin in the beginning. I was quite lucky last time. I managed to log on to a server with only 3 players on, and those 2 other gamers, they were not intent at all on killing you. As soon as the server went up to about 8 players, I logged off. I managed to get to level 21 by that time, so I'm quite pleased with that. I had a little bit of time to make some money, so that may be a game strategy for you if you get stuck in this game. Find the servers where there are no players, because whilst I was killed by a big swarm of nasties, the players are by far the most dangerous and vicious thing in this game. I'm not really having much luck finding any monsters, I must say. But let's have a look from the top. And that there are no snipers up here, of course. I have found this deck of playing cards, but obviously I need stuff like food and water. And it isn't really helping that I'm not finding anything lootable at all. But here you get to see the city is pretty much an open playground. You can go up on roofs, you can enter a lot of buildings. I would advise you to be a little bit more cautious than I am when entering buildings, because they are sometimes packed with monsters. I found one building that even had a reading warning sign outside saying, "I wouldn't go in there for all the money in the world," or something along those lines. Kind of a nice effect. I was sort of curious going in, but I had reached level 14 already, and I was thinking I didn't want to risk my character. I was hoping to be able to get a little bit more money before that happened. But we are making our way toward a safe zone, hopefully picking up a few packages, and then try to hurry to the next area where we might be able to do a little bit of trade. Keep out for all these specular effects, as they're called. And you saw there, the tin box in front of me blinks. Means that you can search it. And we get canned food. That's always good. And there's nothing else dropping. I wish there had been some more toys and not, but, well, you can always get what you want, as the very good song is going. Oh, here we go. And I think this is a spitter or a shrieker. They have this nasty effect of teleporting and spitting stuff in your face, so you see nothing. There you go. That's how quickly you dispatch one. A little bit of melee. That's the only option you have in the beginning. I would say the hitbox are fairly okay. I'm not really... Oh, I'm not liking the size of him. But he's apparently liking the size of me. Well, let's see what we can do. Oh no, he's teleported too. Oh, it's really hard. Let's see. I would say that, but ow, he's taking 250 per hit, and here comes a little. Well, we are in big trouble. That is not so good. The game still has a few bugs, as you saw there. I was just. I have no chance of surviving this. Let's see if we can't get rid of them by dodging bullets. I have no. Well, I killed him. Let's see if we can't apply some band-aid and eat something. As you saw, the band-aid isn't really doing a lot. And where did the big guy go? He's gonna punch me in one punch and I'm gonna be toast. Right, that was a little bit of battle. You saw me pick up a few certain something. And we're still way away from where we need to go. With some luck, I'll heal up a little bit, find more loot. Don't know where the big guy gone, but he will kill you in 4 hits. Nope. Found a weapon, a shovel. I think that's a new ad. I haven't seen the shovel when I started playing this game, but as I've been mentioning, I have not seen too much of the game yet due to being ganked quite a lot. I think I'm quite lucky on this server because it's quite calm at this time. It's just about lunchtime UK, and I think most kids would be in school or whatnot here in Europe, so that they would not be, well, this being summer, but there might be something keeping them from playing. We've had quite fantastic weather the last couple of weeks. Both rainstorms and some severe heat waves. I seem to have managed to trap myself, which isn't so good. I want to go to the left of this. Do I really have to climb around here? This is something that can annoy you well above and beyond reason, is how easy certain zones can trap you. And it is often well frustrating if you're being hunted by another player and you know you have no chance. My advice is, unless you really feel like fighting for it, if you are stuck with a butter knife like I am now and you're being hunted by a player with gun, just don't bother. They can hit you from range and I think 1 or 2 shots and you are down. This is taking a little bit longer than I would like to. I'm trying to get this going as quickly as possible, but not having much luck. Safe zone has been compromised. Please evacuate the area. Safe zone will be secured in 1 hour. Alright, so we have been screwed by the Riverside Hunter. Oh, there he was. I have no idea where he was coming around. This is what happens also when you die. You drop all your loot and you do not get it back. Well, you do get your butter knife back. If another player kills you, you drop 25% of your money and they get to take up 25%, well, 20%, but I'm not sure if it's 20% of the 25% dropped or that 5% is lost to the gaming world and they get 5%, well, they lose that 5%. So at the moment, if that had been another player, they would have made about 200 in-game currency, which would be new weapon and a little bit of food. So let's go and have a quick look and see if I can't spawn in a safe zone before we round this one off, and you can formulate your own opinions. So, shiny chosen. Let's see what happens. I'm hopefully gonna spawn into a safe zone and give you guys a little bit quick insight into the trading. Let me just get around with my character. You have to buy them, so that's why I have to spin around. And just in case I survive, let's have the correct settings. Alright, all of that is gone, and I want to go into a safe zone. Alright, we are in darkness, and we are at Lakeside Safe Zone. This is one of the bigger safe zones. It's usually well patrolled by players. Alright, so this is also one of the mission hubs, and I don't know if this is just intended to be here forever or something, but this is pretty much where you decide to join a tribe. This is before that indicating your waypoints where you go to do let's learn how to play this quest. Nothing happens, this one stays here forever as far as I can tell. Alright, you have something called Order of the Cull, or Cult, I think it's Cull. And here comes the trading. There are several modes of trading, but the item you take when you kill certain of these mobs, you get bones, you get bloods, you get tongues, you get bone fragments, eyes, tongues, mouths, whatever you get to trade them for certain items. And you need these certain items, so you can see here, this spine will lead to a gun handle, but you also need something like a gun stock or something in order to get that. So you need more and more items to get what you want. You can also, when you find an open place that says Market Global Inventory, press I to access. They usually mean these guys, but it's just an open zone area where you stand, sort of, you get it. But where you see these guys, you get your market zone area. But I can stand over here and press I. And then you get your global inventory, which is where you store stuff. It's kind of like your chest, you just dump stuff in there and you can access it from anywhere. Now, there are certain items you can't put in here, and those are the transport packages. Obviously, because just going to one zone, pick them up, and then hoping to spawn into the correct zone once you get killed is going to be an exploit. So they've made sure that that can happen. Then you can sort it by going through various means. You have a wardrobe with a few decorative items. And then you have the store, and this is where you spend your cash to get certain items. And if we go in on weapons, you see there are no guns, but you can buy ammo. These items are also available out in the open world. You can buy melee weapons, so you can have a fair choice. I prefer this one because it gives about 330 damage compared to this one, 450. That is almost 10 times as expensive. Compare that to the knife that gives 200, 330, 450. So for 200 you get 2.5 times the damage of the butter knife, or you get about 150% damage by getting one of those East Sword weapons. Low price, low budget, worth absolutely nothing when you're being killed by someone that ganks you. When you get up to a higher level, it might be more worth it for you. Then you have your medical aid kits, and they heal and restore various amounts. As you can see, bandages heals absolutely nothing. They heal 100 health points, and if you manage to stick away, it's easier to take some food where it restores the hunger, and if your hunger bar down here is full, you will be healing yourself a little bit. Slowly over time, but usually more worth it. And then you have the cosmetic items, where you get carry bags that increase the size limits of what you can carry, not the weight limit. It's kind of important to remember that. Weight comes from your level up and strength. These bags, however, carries with it more size, because different items have different size. And I think this is a good thing with the inventory system they managed to do in this game, that items have size as well as weight. There are a few cool items to get here. I'm hoping myself to be able to get a pilgrim hat with a bandana someday, but I'm 707 now, and every time I die I will lose 25%. So it might take a little while getting up to a little bit of cooler gear. There are tons of masks, different variation and functions. There's a little bit of armor for your gear. It's more cosmetic than anything else as far as I can tell. Well, there you have it. Let's see if we can't get too... It's unusually quiet here. Anyway, let's run and see if we can't show you where you deliver these packages. The packages are gold specular, so you see them quite easily. And here we go. This is one of the return zones. So you have different colors, and he will ask you, do you have the river trading office, rail trading might be, to lakeside safe zone. You can when you go into your inventory, and if you click on an item you get the description box here, and it says exactly what zone it should go to. The reason that might be useful is that you have a riverside outpost, which should be RSO, but you also have some rail center something. I can't see it now because obviously I haven't discovered it on this map, but there are certain different. Here is high rise outpost, so that would be HRO. This is train yard outpost, so that's TYO. Well, there you have the idea. So as soon as you understand the difference of what outpost needs what package, then just try your best, try to survive, try to get this. The further you go, the more money and more experience points it's worth. Doing 3 packages from just Riverside, which is down here, up to Lakeside Safe Haven or Safe Zone, earned me about 7 levels, and I think I got about 1,300 coins from it. I was quite lucky with that. There are different packages that you deliver. You can also find these boxes apparently out in the world, and they will give you even more. They are more substantial when it comes to delivering. You get a lot of experience points and a lot of money. This guy is called Vlad something, and this is where you, once you have managed to trade with Order of the Cull, you get these items and gun stocks and whatnot. You can combine them into guns, and you get a little bit of experience and whatnot. The thing people usually hunt for most is to get the sniper rifle, and then all you need to do is find a rooftop that is safe enough for you, and then you can go get quite rich really quickly. These are the packages. This is what they look like. They are well, you drop pretty much everything, and that includes them. And I've seen quite a few people sit and wait outside this zone. They guard the entrance that is down there, and we see another player in the game now. I'm gonna run near him, see how geared he is. As you can see, the view distance is quite impressive, and this is despite me having reduced the quality to be able to record it. As you can see, he has a shotgun, so I have absolutely no chance should there be a fight against him. He belongs to the STKR, so the striker team. I am the Sons of the Apocalypse, the SOTA. Right, what were we saying? Yes, down there, this opening is where I've noticed quite a few people sit and camp and wait for people to do deliveries. So, good luck on the deliveries if you manage to do that. Here are the guys for joining the tribe. And it costs you 50 in-game currency, dollars, whatever you want to call it, to join something. I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Apparently I wasn't part of that for some reason. Something must have happened. Right, so when you get here, you get experience with the tribe, which means that you can earn money and whatnot if that tribe is controlling zones. These are the different ones. So Shadow Reapers, Nether Watch, Knights of the Damned, the Forgotten Army, Butter Knife Bandits, Stalkers, Hope, which probably stands for something else. And of course Sons of the Apocalypse, which is what I'm choosing because I like the Sota name. It just looks cool. It's just a personal preference more than anything. Right, finally, before we round this off, controlled zones, as you can see here. KOTD, so Knights of the Damned, they are owning and controlling this zone. The Striker team are holding both the coal complex and the apartment complex. I do not know, yeah, reading through there you see it's the Strikers owning that one. So Striker, Knights of the Apocalypse, well, they seem to be owned by everyone else but my team. I would say that the Strikers are the dominant one on this server, and you will see that when you are logging on to a server if it is controlled by a certain faction or something. Let me see here. Strikers, Stalkers. So not Strikers, Stalkers. Alright guys, this has been my take on Nether. I believe that this game is quite, honestly, it's quite fantastic. I like the concept. The only grief I have with the game, the only thing that is making this game less worthwhile is actually the players and the fact that it is so awarding to camp. Which means I'm not blaming the players in the end. I'm blaming the game makers for making it so easy. I have tons of suggestions that could make it more balanced. Say that you saw the guy with the shotgun. If he's been standing in this zone and waiting for half an hour, then when he leaves the zone, and I shall show you leaving the zone, it might actually be a good thing. When you leave the zone, you get a countdown saying you are leaving safe zone and you will be attackable in a couple of seconds. Now, if you've been standing and waiting in a safe zone, so I can stand here and wait for people to come this way, then jump out and kill them as soon as they leave. So here you go, on the top of the screen, exiting safe zone. I'm protected for 8 more seconds, 6, and so on. And here I go back into the safe zone. So you see, this is the board limit somewhere here, the red car, the red van, and if you've been standing here waiting for half an hour or something, and the game has noticed that you've been waiting for far too long in one single place, instead of making you vulnerable and able to attack, just make you vulnerable to attack instantly, and you have to wait a while before you're able to attack. Other than that, all these safe zones, how about having a myriad of exiting places? So say, here he comes, he could probably stand here and watch this, but I could go into this building, take a tunnel, and come out in that building over there, somewhere that would be outside of the safe zone, but couldn't be visible from standing up here and just scouting the area and trying to see everyone leaving. As it is at the moment, all I need to do is stand here and I will see anyone coming and leaving from this particular gate. And I believe there are one gate over there, one gate here, there's one gate there, and one over there. Meaning that 4 people could easily watch and safeguard one of these zones, camp it, and make it impossible for people to play the game. Other than that, well, there are restrictions in other games where you can't shoot. Even if you're pressing, you won't be able to fire. And then if they manage to do some kind of gear check level between the players, that would be another thing to really improve it. So if there is someone with only melee weapons in their entire inventory, then you can't use ranged weapon to shoot them. and it wouldn't affect gameplay versus the environment. So if you want to kill someone with only a butcher knife, then you have to equip your butcher knife. So, well, here's my take. I think you should hold off on getting this game, at least initially. Keep an eye out on the forum and have a look at when they will fix certain things. I would say watch out for the reported amount of hacks this game is suffering from and see when they fix that. Also have a look out for the tweaks that may or may not come to the PvP section of this to balance out every rookie, because I'm standing here at the moment with a knife. I have absolutely no chance against that guy with the shotgun, and being a shotgun, he probably don't even have to aim. Alright, the name is Viperbane. Thank you so much for watching my ranting and rambling about Nether. I think the game has a lot of potential, and I hope to see you play it in the future sometime. Until next time, peace out.